Welcome to my SOL review video on similar figures. So similar figures have same shape but different size. Similar figures have corresponding sides, that means matching sides, that are proportional and corresponding angles that are congruent. And by proportional, it means that the ratio of the corresponding sides are all equal. So triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, and here's the similar symbol. So what we can do to match up corresponding sides and angles is to line up the letters. So we can line up ABC with DEF. So now we can clearly see which angles match. So angle A corresponds to angle D. Angle B corresponds to angle E. And angle C corresponds to angle F. Now we can also do that with the sides as well. So the first one we have here is side AB corresponds to DE, and I need to put the side symbol over the top. AC, first and the last letter, corresponds with DF, and put the side symbol over the top. And BC corresponds to EF. And also, one thing to remember as well is you need to go in the order that it's read. So BC, EF. I can't write FE. Okay? All right, let's move on to example number 1. It says triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. What is the length of side AB? So once again, we can line up the letters to see which ones match. So we're looking for AB, and we see a letter N here. And let's go ahead and circle it. And so if we want to see what side goes with AB, it lines up with DE. So right here. Okay. So now we have our missing side and we have its corresponding side. Now, notice we have a 12 and a 15 and a 20 and a 16. We're only going to use one pair of corresponding sides. We don't need to use both. So I'm going to box in the 12. And notice this is AC. So AC lines up with DF, which is right here. So it goes with the 16. So now I can set this up based on corresponding sides. I can go N over 8. And notice I did small triangle over big triangle. So now I got to stick with that same concept. Now I got to go small triangle over big triangle. So 12 over 16. Okay, so now circle the number diagonal to the letter. So 16 times n is 16n. And 12 times 8 is 96. And the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 16 to get the n by itself. 16 divided by 16 is a 1 in disguise, so cancel those out. So n equals 6. And one thing I want you to notice is the ratio of the small triangle to the big triangle. This is 6, this is 8, that simplifies to 3/4. 12 to 16 also simplifies to 3/4. And 15 to 20 also simplifies to 3/4. So they all carry the same ratio. Now, is this the only proportion I could have set up? Absolutely not. Okay, I could have went big triangle over little triangle, big triangle over little triangle. So I could have done 8 over n, 16 over 12. I could have also used the 15 and the 20 instead of the 12 and the 16. But I've always got to make sure I use the variable and its corresponding side. Otherwise, it won't match. Okay, let's move on to example number 2. A 6-foot tall car standing next to an adult elephant casts a 33 and 2/10 foot shadow. If the adult elephant casts a shadow that is 51.5 feet long, then how tall is the elephant? Okay, so it would be helpful if we drew a picture here. Now, am I an artist? No, I'm not even going to draw a car and an elephant. I'm just going to draw something that can help me see which sides match. So this is my car. I'm just drawing a stick. And here is my shadow, a 6.5 foot tall car standing next to an elephant casts a 33 and 2/10 foot shadow. Let's underline these. Okay, so here's my shadow of 33 2/10 feet. Now, I'm not even going to begin to draw an elephant because I can't draw one. So this is the height of the elephant. Here's its shadow. And I know that the shadow is 51.5 feet long. And I want to know how tall is the elephant. So I'm going to put an X here. Now, because of the picture, it's easy to see that this side matches this side and this side matches this side. Now, the last proportion that I set up was based on corresponding sides. This one, I'm going to do height over shadow this time. And watch how this works. I'm going to go height of car over shadow of car equals height of elephant over shadow of elephant. And this is still going to work out. So 33 and 2/10 times x is 33 and 2/10 x. 51.5 times 6.5 is 334 and 75/100. The opposite of multiplication is division, so I'm going to divide by 33 and 2/10. The 33 and 2/10 divided by 33 and 2/10 is a 1 in disguise. And now I'm going to take 334 and 75/100 divided by 33 and 2/10. And I'm going to get 10.08. So we're going to round that to the nearest tenth. Underline the tens place and look to the right. If it's 5 or above, I'm going to give it a shove. So I am. So the answer is 10 and 1/10 feet tall. Now, is this the only proportion I could have set up? Absolutely not. I could have done 6.5 over x and 33 and 2/10 over 51.5. I could have also done elephant over car, elephant over car. There are so many different ways I could have set it up, but I need to make sure I'm consistent. Here is one thing I cannot do. I cannot do car over elephant and then go elephant over car because that's not consistent and it won't be proportional. Okay, let's move on to our last example. Number 3, it says rectangle ABCD is similar to triangle UVWX. Write 3 different proportions that could be used to find side AD. So we're looking for side AD, so we'll just call this X right here. Put that over the question mark. And you can line up your letters, A, B, C, D, and U, V, W, X. And then we can see that AD goes with UX right here. And then we can also see that DC goes with XW right here. So DC goes with XW. So we're going to set up 3 different proportions. And it just says set them up. We don't actually have to solve them for this one. So the first one, I'm going to do short side over long side. So we're going to go x over 10. And we're going to go short side over long side, 9 over 18. And notice the 18 is diagonal to the x. Now we're going to set up another one. We're going to go short side over short side. So x over 9. And remember, we have to stay consistent, so then I can't go big figure over small figure. Since I started with small figure over big figure, I have to go small figure over big figure. So we're going long side over long side, 10 over 18. And notice, once again, the 18 is diagonal to the x. And let's go one more, okay? We can also do, so both of these, in this one I should say, we started with small figure over big figure. Now I'm going to go big figure over small figure. So we're going to go 9 over x. And I have to stay consistent, so I have to go big figure over small figure, 18 over 10. And notice, once again, the 18 is diagonal to the x. So make sure when you are setting up similar figure proportions that you stay consistent with your setup. And each side should have the same ratio when compared to the other figure. So that concludes our notes on similar figures. I hope you have a great day.